lads, football is back. Yes.
Back.
I cut this international football off straight away, but we done the wee sweaty jocks. So I was well happy this morning. Come on,
enjoyed the sleep,
no
though,
surprise,
mate.
No, fantastic to see us get a win over them lot anyway. Welcome back, boys. How is everyone?
Very good, very good.
Not bad. I've finished work for the year, so I'm pretty good.
Fuck you.
Last Friday was my last day till January. So
they give out Christmas holidays all right there, didn't they?
Yeah, still got looking after my kids to do, so it's not all plain sailing.
Yeah.
Looking forward to the weekend.
Then while you're drinking the beers, yeah.
That's it. You'd be begging to go back to work in a fucking
Climbing
week.
up the curtains.
I know. Give it a month.
Daddy's having a beer. Calm down.
Right, well, we are back to football and West Ham, which I'm buzzing to be. But unfortunately, we are playing probably the best team in the world. Yeah, Would we agree?
I think that's fair to say. Yeah.
Mm.
But in a way,
I
don't mind that. At this stage of the season and the start we've had, I don't mind it. I think it's a good time. We've got nothing to lose, really. We've basically got a free hit at Adam. History says that it's not going to go our way, and but it might. I think the way that we've played, the way we played against Chelsea and Brighton. Why not? Why not? I can see us getting a goal or two, and then you just don't know, do you?
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. I'm excited to see how we go against them, especially with our new signings and stuff. And not to mention, De Bruyne injured, Grealish subject to injury or fitness test. So Stones and Kovacic as well. So, is it ever a great time to face Man City? I fucking doubt it. But
the thing is, and they're all fair enough, but you could take 7 players out of that team, and they're still going to be better than everyone else.
It's like Space Jam.
It is.
They shouldn't be beaten. Do you know what I mean? They're a team that they've been made up of so much money, superstars. They've gone and handpicked everyone and gone, right, we are the best team. And they've shown it last year. I think a lot of us would have said, there was ways to get at them in certain times. And as you said, Matty, I think you're right. I think this is the time to play them. Beginning of the season, they'll be a little bit rusty, coming back off international break as well. So I've got a really, I wouldn't say I've got a great feeling about it, but I think if there's a time to play them, it's definitely this weekend.
I agree. It's funny how everyone gets so carried away, though, isn't it? Everyone's all positive now because we've got a run of results. But after Leverkusen, it's we're getting fucking relegated. We're shit. And now it's we're going to beat Man City, who haven't lost for something like 400 fucking games. But don't get me wrong, but it's just funny, isn't it? How we just swing with emotion. And we all do it, right? We just swing from emotions of being negative and feeling like everything's shit to Moyes ball, come on, bring it on. Where's Saturday?
The thing is, though, if you can't feel like that now, then you're doing it wrong. We're not being fantasizing about this. There's two champions of Europe playing each other. We're both in the top 4. We've only played 4 games, but it is a genuine heavyweight clash. Top of the table.
Heavyweight clash.
I'm sure I was reading something the other day that said this is the first time this has happened since, is it 2019? I think it is.
Yeah, Liverpool
two
and
European
Chelsea
held
2 titles.
It's the only time.
It's fucking bigger than them, aren't they?
And look, I think I probably agree with Kingy. I'm not saying by any means thinking that we're going to win, but I'm not going into the game with any dread. Which historically, you think we're going to get turned over. And the best that we could hope for was not to get smashed and put in a decent performance. If things go our way, we could get a point. We could get 3. I don't think it's going to happen.
We're at home at the end of the day.
Yeah. As Dave just said, we're at home. Our crowd should be up for this one. We're up there, as you say. We're looking good. Well, I think it's the best we can play under the manager. and we're playing very good. So I think our fans will get behind us on the weekend, and that will lift us even more. I mean, I personally don't think we're going to get any. Actually, no, fuck it, going for a 4-0 win. But yeah, I do think we could get something from it. But I think everyone's got to play their part. As in, David Moyes has got to play his part. The players have to play their part, and also the fans are going to have to play their part, which they always fucking do.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I was watching
Go on, though.
I was going to say, I was watching the Sheffield United Man City game this morning, and they pretty much did what we will try and do is set up in that low block, and just try and nullify them as much as they possibly can. And like City missed a lot of chances there. The keeper made some really good saves, but I don't think they've got the cattle that we've got, like to go at them on the break. So. I'm with all of you guys. I'm pretty excited just to watch it, just to see what will happen. Like I think in your own mind, you know that they're probably gonna nick one or two, but we're gonna frustrate the living daylights out of them, and hopefully catch one or two on the break and annoy the shit out of them as well.
Yeah. We haven't kept Haaland quiet yet, though, have we? I mean, he's the danger man for me, and we've played him twice, and he scored in both games.
I was at the game at the Etihad in April or May, whenever it was, and just before he scored, I was telling my brother how shit he'd been and how well we dealt with him. And then he goes through and chips one over the keeper, and you just think that first game. I think that was the very first game of the season, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. Fabianski gave away the pen.
I was going to say we have got to change in personnel. So I'm going to take everything I can from this. We've got a different goalkeeper, so maybe that might be it. I don't know.
No, Areola gave away the penalty. Fabianski went off injured. Areola came on and he gave away the penalty.
Okay. Yeah, right.
That's where your hatred of Areola coming out for penalties came from.
Yeah, I know, Dave. You need to give it a rest with Areola, mate.
Well, look, no one's kept Haaland quiet, have they? Really? No. I think you've almost got to allow for the fact that they are going to score, whether it's him or not. Looking back at the game a couple of years ago when we went 2-0 up, when Bowen scored 2 goals, and I can see us doing something like that again. And again, I'm not saying we're going to win. I'm not saying we're necessarily going to get something out of it, but I think on the counter we're as good as anyone. And whilst they'll go nick a couple of goals, we can easily nick a couple, and then. You don't know what happens.
We should be fucking good on the counter, because that's what we play. if we're no good at that, we might as well give up.
We're just like a pair of strippers, really, aren't we? It's good on the counter.
Massively. I just want to quickly show this one, just because I know it's a time difference thing. But hello, Mr. Nick. How are you?
Hey.
Hi, Nick.
Thanks for joining. And hello. We're gonna get Nick on the show. When the football season is back up and running. So he's going to come and join us for one of our preview shows. I did say to him he'd come to the pub show, but I don't think we've got enough money in the kitty just yet to get him over here.
To fly him over. No.
Yeah, we'll eventually get you over. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, Nick. And we'll talk about the show later, actually, I think.
Yeah, thanks for the support too.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Doubled subscribers from that.
Massive.
Which is pretty good. So thanks, mate. So I think we've touched on it, but players you admire from City, who do you think can dangerous?
I don't know any of their players. Who plays for them?
They're all shit.
Everywhere, mate. Across the park. Yeah. They just haven't got anyone in their side that isn't quality, are they? Bernardo Silva, mentioned Haaland before, all capable of turning it on. Foden, Grealish. It'd be quicker if we actually named who we weren't scared of, wouldn't it? Be over in a flash. You have to go to their bloody kids' reserves or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, they've got people all over the pitch that can danger us and hurt us. Do you know what I'm a bit wary of? Who I think could give us a little bit of glimmer of hope? Edison. I think he's got a fucking ricket in him. Like he likes to come out nice and far off his line. He like plays that sweeper keeper role, and like when you've got someone like Bowen and I can't even fucking say his name, Kudus, right? When you got him running at you and Antonio, I think that's a scary fucking fault, to be honest, for any goalkeeper. That's where I see that one going.
You just got to get him in those 1v1 or 2v1 situations.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
I was going to say, Kudus would be hard pushed to run at him if he's sitting on the bloody bench, though, eh? Let's hope Moyes says he's ready for at least a half or something like that this weekend.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
It's actually interesting with, like, Dave and I were talking about it earlier on today, you know, how well Souček did in his internationals. Kudus, he scored some banging goals. Mavropanos has scored a couple as well. So there's definitely some selection headaches there. And when you think about JWP, he hasn't trained this week. Soufal, I don't think he played in the second international game as well. So there's a few selection dilemmas there.
Yeah, I mean, did you see the Mavropanos though, right? So you put it this way: we could have bought a centre back that goes and scores an own goal against Scotland, and gets booed by absolutely everyone in the ground. I don't know who Southgate thought that it was just only the Scottish fans. I think it was out as well. And then we've just got this geezer from Greece who goes and knocks two in the proper net. So I'm so glad that we fucking spent our money wisely. Just putting it out there.
That was so
Sorry,
funny,
Matt.
Absolutely. And I just saw another comment come up there from Nick about me being far too optimistic. Look, there's probably a little bit of sarcasm in my optimism sometimes, but, you know, for all the reasons that we've just outlined there is reason to be optimistic. And we've not even mentioned fucking Souček setting that goal up for the Czech Republic, looking like fucking prime Ronaldinho.
Yeah,
it's. I think we've got a chance. So you know, there's a lot of selection headaches. There's a lot of tools in the arsenal. Kudus or whatever the fuck his name is to come in. You know, there's a lot of unknown about us as well that City won't know anything about. So fuck it, why not? Why not go at them?
Yeah, I mean,
we won't go at them. I know we won't.
If we can't be happy right now, fucking hell, mate.
I'm as happy as a pig in shit.
Yeah, at the moment. But as I've said on many of our shows now, we are still the undefeated West Ham podcast.
Yeah,
long may it
for
continue.
this episode.
Just keep it that way.
All down to us.
Players that you think are going to shine for us?
It's going to have to be the fucking defence, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I think our counterattackers.
Yeah, look, I think everyone. I wouldn't say.
I was going to say that's the whole team.
It's.
I reckon Bowen's the man. He's the one to get the goals for us if they're going to come, I reckon.
Yeah.
Give us two players.
I think it's going to be Areola in the back four, really. I think if anyone's going to shine.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Kudus start, though.
He scored two as well in internationals.
He scored two. I saw the free kick.
He scored one last night.
Free kick, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, he got one in the second game as well, yeah.
Yeah, we sent a West Ham scout out there.
Yeah.
Did you see the fan that?
No, I'd love to see him start.
Yeah.
Gave him a shirt, didn't he?
Fucking hell, he must be really wanting divorce or he hates his wife, one or the other.
Mate, he's married.
On his own as well.
I actually heard he spends a bit of time over there. Like he's a football, like he's a coaching guy, and he spends a bit of time over there. All right, fuck it.
Yeah,
just went out and told his missus to fuck off.
You just ruined the
football first.
Story,
That's what I meant to say.
Yeah. So
shouldn't let facts come into it, should I?
Oh, I'm joking. Fucking hell. So two players each. Matty, West Ham.
Well, I'm going to go with the cat kicker, Zuma. I think he'll block everything. I think he'll clear everything. I think he'll save us our point in the 93rd minute with a goal line clearance. And Areola. I think those two are going to be key if we're going to get anything out of the game.
Yeah. Dave?
Mate Bowen, as I mentioned before, and Lucas, it's got to be in it. Our mate Paquetá.
I can see him getting sent off.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, he told me he's getting sent off in the 14th minute, so put your bets on.
Yeah, okay.
Nate?
Is that 2 yellows?
I was just joking. Nate?
I reckon Kudus for me. He's going to shine, and I like the Lucan's call on the cat kick. I reckon he's just going to put everything in a row. Fuck his head. I agree with that. So.
Yeah, including Haaland.
Possibly Haaland as well. Yeah.
Oh, wouldn't it be nice?
It might only be in the first 30 minutes. So, and then Maverick
wouldn't it be nice for him to go down injured? Fucking
no,
right.
We've not actually seen anyone proper take the fucker out, have we? Like completely go through him and clean him up. It'd be great. First couple of minutes. The problem is you can't get close to him.
No.
But it would be great. I'd love to see that. Haaland 6 feet in the air, land on his arse.
Right.
To score a fucking goal.
I just don't want to see him score. That's it. Just fucking keep him out. Score predictions. Sorry, I've had a massive fucking day today, so I do apologise if I'm slurring a little bit.
Talking shite.
I'm going to draw.
2-2, Dave?
Yeah. Byron will get on the score sheet for sure. Maybe even get them both, but yeah, 2-2.
Like it. Nate?
1-1, I reckon.
1-1.
Yeah.
I'm going out on a limb. I was very particular with the Luton game, and it all went completely as I predicted. So this one is going to be one of the games of the season. It's going to be 3-3, and we are going to be disappointed with that because we will be 3-1 up at one point.
Fucking hell.
How many times have you filled that pint glass tonight?
No, I think it'll be a high scoring draw. I think there'll be loads of goals.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with Dave. I'm going to say 2-2 as well. Yeah, I think we're going to get a late goal. I think it'll be a counter, and I think we'll get a late one.
So what we're saying is we're still going to be undefeated this time next week.
Just keep that run going, innit?
Absolutely.
Right, let's go through some questions or comments, should I say? Alan Dunn, evening, gentlemen. Just a new buy to the site. Someone else read that.
I think it means new boy to the site. But I knew I had to add it after watching Kings the other day. I'm from Scone in the Hunter Valley, and then haven't supported since the late 60s.
You remember that
Welcome,
time,
Alan. Vaguely. I was sitting in the bottom of old man's ball sack, but I do remember it well.
Good to have you watching, Alan. Just a comment on that. I'm sure we'll come to it later, but that was a really good conversation the other day with yourself and Nick.
It was.
Half 11 it started, and Kingy told me it was going to go for about 20 minutes, and I was still fucking up at 1:45. I was fucking knackered the next day.
What can I say? Fucking obviously we was on fire. We're just having a great conversation. We're trying to get him out here anyway next year. So I just want to say thanks very much for having us on, Nick. Really do appreciate it. We did get a bit of a spike in subs, so welcome to any new subscribers to the channel. Hopefully you do like the content. It is 8:20 here at night in Brisbane, Australia. So yeah, we're doing it on a Thursday night. We're doing things a bit different, but yeah, thanks very much. And if you haven't seen the show, please go over and have a little look at it and drop us a like and a subscribe from it. John, Alvarez not back from Mexico until tomorrow. Do you think this could be an issue?
Only if he misses his flight.
Good point. And if he's with Qantas, he fucking will do and all.
Jesus Christ. Let's not talk
It's
about
just-
that.
So, Chris, it's just lovely after the start to the season, quarter away safe. Yep, agree. Got some few starred here. Yep, I like that one. Bosh. Done that. Yeah. Tony, false narrative. Go on.
I'll answer that. So the question from Tony is thoughts on Areola's apparently poor pass rate of 42%. Does it matter if he saves goals? My personal opinion, completely, no, it fucking doesn't. I'd much rather have a goalkeeper that stops the ball going in the net. I get if he's playing the ball to their centre forward or the wingers all the time and putting us under danger, fair enough. If he's just lumping it up the field, so fucking what? He's made some great saves, and look, I know the modern game, you need these keepers that can play football, but nah, it doesn't bother me as long as he's keeping the ball out the net.
We've had fucking outfield players that can't play football, so it don't matter if the fucking goalkeeper.
I was going to say, he's got a better pass rate than fucking Souček, but we don't care about that, do we? He still gets fucking picked.
Exactly. Joke, mate. Love all the opinions. We have started on fire from Claret and Booge. I think that's agreed by everyone. Alvarez.
What about
another Areola for man of the match?
Oh yeah, man of the match.
Alvarez. Yeah.
Oh yeah, JWP will get a set piece this week. Then.
Didn't even mention him, do we?
He'll be one of our 3 goals.
Oh, that'd be nice. I'd love to see him put one in the fucking top bins. 100%. Just to get him going. Who's the best to take Grealish coming there? It's got to be Soufal. Them two love a fucking battle. So, Joel Mundy, who's best to take down Grealish coming down the left? Soufal, Kira, or Johnson? Soufal all day for me.
Do you remember that game against when he was still with Villa? We beat him 4-1 up there.
Yeah, and they were just...
And it was Soufal and Bowen.
Yeah.
And they fucking murdered him.
Yeah, he didn't like it.
Unfortunately, there's a few others that, Villa didn't have that City will have. But
yeah, well, I went to that 2-2 draw with City for Mark Noble's last ever game, and Grealish was on fucking fire that day. He was difficult to contain, and they nearly bloody nicked it off us after we went 2-0 up, and he pretty much dragged them back in the game that day. So he's always
I remember that. Yeah, how many yellow cards?
Well, Zuma's getting one.
Alvarez
in the air. And then we'll get 3 for take. Everyone will take the shirt off when we celebrate our 3 goals. So that's 4.
I'll take that. 1-1 prediction. 2-2 from Haydos. Shades of. Anyone else want to do these comments? Because my eyes are fucked. Sorry.
Shades of Arsenal 3-3 in the Pyatt season from Chris Coy. Okay.
That was actually, from memory, that was an early kickoff, wasn't it, in the Pig and Whistle? That was like 9:30 or 10:30. Andy Carroll got the hat-trick. It was a fucking great game.
Yeah, I left to go back to England the next morning. I had a flight at like 8 o'clock in the morning. That's when I got kicked out of the country for 6 months. I remember.
Right. You got kicked out of the pub as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I think I did, but we won't go into that. I wanted to leave an impression. Claret and Booze, I'm putting the bet on after that Luton prediction. Yep.
Yeah.
Matty knows
right. But I take no responsibility if it's wrong, which you will.
Yeah. Please don't send us the invoice. Frank Kingston.
Kingy got it the week before, didn't you?
I did, yeah, I did. Frank Kingston, 1-1. Will be 1-0 down, 90th minute.
4-4. Man City to pull back from 2-4 down. You see, that's similar to my prediction. But I can see that happening. Agree, Lord, Lucan. Keeper's first priority is to keep a clean sheet. Yeah, I can't agree more.
50 pence. His pass rate is low because we don't play out from the back. We start long 87% of the time. Agreed.
Yeah.
That's a fair point. Yeah.
Yeah.
The only so Frank Kingston, mate, Anana has 79%, 79% pass accuracy at the moment, but look how many goals he's letting. The only image I've got of Onana from Man United is when he's sitting in the fucking goal like that. That's all I think about.
You've got to compare apples with apples, right? And he plays for United. It was shit, and we're talking about West Ham. So I get it, but it's not comparable.
Oh, 100%.
Harry Maguire in front of him.
I've got to say something. Yeah.
Or on the bench. That'd make you shit yourself enough, wouldn't it?
I just want to say, I think we've made it now because Kent Hammers has joined us, right? And I see him on every single fucking channel. So I'm going to take that as a win, first of all, by the way. So welcome, Kent. Safal and JWP in training today, despite injury report for Vlad. Well, that's good news. That's good news.
That's good news. Yeah. Very good.
So far, got all the plaudits for that. It was actually.
Can you just say their name first, mate?
Oh yeah, this is from Nick Claret and Booze. Yeah. Soufal got all the plaudits for that. It was actually Fredericks doubling up on him. Soufal v Grealish would be a bloodbath. So is this going back to the Villa game?
It's going back to the Villa game. Yeah. Thanks for that, Nick. I didn't think it was Bowen was in front of him. We played those two fullbacks. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, I remember that. I'd actually forgotten all about Fredericks, to be honest. But yeah, I remember that. He did do a fair bit of helping out.
Yeah.
Good goal.
So if you remember earlier on that season when we, I think we played him at home first and he fucking fell over everywhere. There was a time where I think he got a touch to the knee and he went down fucking crying about his ankle. And
but do you remember though, do you remember when he jumped back up on the line and Soufal just stood up in front of him and just looked at him and went, don't fancy that.
Get back in my pocket, bitch.
Chris, do we think Moyes likely to double up the wingers again like he did in the final? I don't know.
No.
Don't know.
Yeah. The only thing is really going around in my mind is whether or not he goes to that same lineup he did with Brighton, where he'll just go very, very defensive. So he's Souček in the middle. He'll probably leave Ben Rama off, Paqueta out wide, and just play that. Obviously, the formation will be the same, but whether it'll just be that defensive, I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, you might two central defensive midfielders in Alvarez and Souček then.
Yeah.
So
Bowen on the right, Paqueta on the left.
Yeah, okay. Like he started at Brighton. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that there was a comment just popped up there from a fellow Northerner, Arrogate Hammer.
Yeah, I was just about to put that back up. I didn't want to miss this one. So 50 pence, no Alvarez. Is that true? If someone could let us know, that'd be great.
Well, it depends whether he gets on his flight, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Harrogate Hammer, say hello.
See, there's a few of us up north.
There are. There's a whole contingent up there, I believe.
Frank Kingston, it's nice this year to feel like we have a chance against everyone. Not trying to get too far ahead of myself, but I can see us beating every team this season. Fuck me. I need to get back on the booze, lads. If this is what we're thinking. But yeah, Frank, I'll get you. I'd love the optimism, mate. And yeah, it's good to feel like that and really think that we're going to have it. It's got that sort of last Mark Noble season feel to it for me. It's like we're gonna be very very well drilled. He's not going to try and change it, which I fucking hope he doesn't, because this is the way he plays well. So Moyes needs to stick to this and play it to the best he can. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, I think what Frank's trying to say there, isn't he, is like saying not that we're going to beat everyone, but we don't fear anyone, and we've got a chance against whoever.
I think that's what I'm saying though, because that's exactly how he was on that season, which is good. Tony Martin, is Slabhead still coming? I think he's going to be left in Glasgow.
What's going to happen now, after his own goal this morning, we're going to get him on the cheap. And he's probably going to start as captain on Saturday, which Kingy will be very happy.
Another pint, Lord Lucan. Fucking hell. It was funny listening to Southgate, wasn't it? His camera was like, leave him alone. He's just a little
It's embarrassing, isn't it? Although someone pointed out today that he's only defending him because he was a very fucking shit defender himself.
But did you see him when he was doing it? Did you see him when he was doing the interview? He's like this, and he's like, I'm like, fucking hell, he's having a fucking stroke, the geezer. He needs to put that fucking pizza up fucking thing back on his head. Haydos, go on, Dave.
Yeah, go on. So, reckon Edison's there for the taking. This is Sam Hayden, I believe. Haydos 4032 has a reputation at times for getting himself into trouble whilst in possession. Yep. Tends to get forgotten because he has a world-class defence to bail him out. Yeah, probably a fair point.
Yeah.
Both those Brazilian keepers, the one at Liverpool as well, so they're all prone to the old head fart, aren't they? And we know our own little Brazilians a little bit nuts as well. So must be something in the water out there or something makes them lose their cool at times. But yeah, absolutely. Hopefully he is there for the taking. Give us a couple of goals, give us a head start. It'd be great.
Not quite. Harrogate Hammer, originally from Essex, mate, moved up here 2 years ago because my missus is from Leeds. Well, we do apologise for that, Harrogate Hammer. You can't win.
Sorry for the indignity of calling you a northerner, mate.
But welcome, mate. Anyone?
Andy Armpit. Armit. Alvarez apparently due back late Thursday. Care of stupid, meaningless international games. Yeah. Well, as I said, hopefully he doesn't have any delays in his flight or anything like that. And he comes back reasonably fresh and raring to go.
He had a couple of tear-ups, didn't he? In the friendly games, he had a couple of fiery moments, which I quite like to see.
We played Australia, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
And he also did quite well. 2-2.
Yeah, Australia were up and they came back and won and equalised to make it 2-2.
Did you watch it, Nathan?
No,
it
was in America. So what was it? It was on when was it? Saturday. Yeah, it was Saturday lunchtime or something like that. So I was at football, I think. So
okay. Good to see you.
I'd normally agree with that sentiment of meaningless friendlies unless we've just beaten Scotland.
Yeah,
but it wasn't meaningless to them fucking Scottish blokes crying in the fucking crowd, was it? Hey!
The ones with the Maradona shirts on.
Yeah. Ronnie Bubble. Fuck me. How is Edison going to get caught in position unless he's playing on the halfway line? He pretty much does play on the halfway line most of the time, to be honest. That's my opinion on that one.
He does fuck around in his own box though, with a ball at his feet, doesn't he? So
he does, yeah.
If Antonio bears down on him and he's fucking trying to do a Cruyff fucking turn on his own goal line, then he's going to come in trouble, isn't he?
Yeah, it'll come from moments when we're actually set in our block and he won't know what pass to pick, and then we'll just slowly start to creep, and then he'll fucking shit his pants.
I think the one thing with it, I think going on to the way we play, if we go 1-0 up, please do not fucking sit back and invite more and more pressure on us. That is one thing I do not want to see, because I know we were on. It's fucking. We did it against Luton. We did it against Bournemouth. Like, I just don't want to be sitting back for 70 odd minutes. Like, because it even takes Antonio off a bit sooner in them games as well if we go 1-0 up, and then we bring on Ings, and then we lose a goal, and then we're fucking chasing even more.
Or outlook
fucking annoying.
Yeah.
This is a good question. Quick one from all of you. Frank Kingston. Speaking of captain, are we happy as Zuma a captain? Quick one, lads.
He's unbeaten.
No.
Oh, here we go. What's up with you?
I'm not.
What would you have?
I'd have a gad.
Oh, yeah. A long term, I would. But I think at the moment, he's winning and he seems to be doing a good job. He's been trusted with it. I'm happy to keep that for the time being.
Yeah, I don't know. I think doing a good job doesn't qualify you.
I don't mind him. I reckon he's actually solid. The only problem I do have is when he gets injured, he can be out for. He's not out for just a week. He's usually 4 or 5 weeks, something like that. That's what worries me. about him.
He looks like a happy West Ham captain at the moment who is doing everything right. Do not take it off him. He obviously is relishing the opportunity to be West Ham captain. Fucking, he deserves it at the end of the day for me. I think he stood up.
I think Moyes is just dangling the cat in front of him.
Yeah.
I bet that cat is hoping he don't get taken off him because the cat's going to get a good kick up the arse.
Keeps it just that little bit far away from him.
50 pence, we can beat anyone except half of the bottom six.
Half of the bottom six. No, I think we'll do the business this season against them lot. I think we'll have a season that will go to type, really. I think we'll pick up the points where we should and sneak a few against some of the teams above us. Yeah.
Kent, drop Benny.
Kent Hammers. Go on, Kingy.
No, you do it.
Drop Benny. He's too wasteful given the opportunity he has. He should have 10 to 15 goals a season. Same with assists, but for most of the time, he's all fur coat and no knickers. I could not agree with that comment more. I don't know. I think dropping him. I think we've got to now. Kudus is in. I said exactly the same thing last week or the week before. Everyone likes him. He doesn't deliver consistently enough. So I don't have a problem with dropping him. And hopefully when he comes on and comes in, he does the business. But no, good call.
I agree with that. I think when he's on, right, and he deserves to start. But he's a few games now, and he did one good bloody pass at Brighton, which was, to be fair, bloody right on point. But apart from that, he's not really winning his battles, is he? He's not causing a lot of danger.
Even when he's on, like you look at his total goal involvements, goals and assists, it's not where it should be.
No,
he's great to watch.
When he's on. A little bit form.
You know my feelings on him. Like, he frustrates the fucking hell out of me watching him play football, and he doesn't do the magical things enough for me. And as soon as I said it to you the other week, Matty, I know exactly when he's going to have a bad game. He gets hit in that first tackle, and he's done. He's going straight in the microwave, and he's melting all night. Do you know what I mean?
I think it was even the start of last year when we had him coming in off the bench. Like that's when he was really hungry. He was really crisp, and then he started having tantrums when Moyes started playing, starting him, and then taking him off. Like, what do I have to do? So, well, if I can score, and if you take the penalties out of it, I think we bought Kudus, so give him a crack.
We've still got that lovely moment with him, mate. So whatever he does, I'll always respect him for them.
Actually, it was, I didn't know this until you had your chat with Claret and Booze about your bet for the final. Yeah, mate. I had the same bet, except I had Ben Rama to score. So.
Well, I'll tell you what. I said it paid for my whole day. It didn't fucking pay for my whole day. I'm going to tell you. Frank Kingston, Jesse Lingard training with the team now. Video on X 5 minutes ago on what I think is the last day to sign free agents. I believe that is as well.
It's not.
Right.
It's not. He can sign after the deadline because he hasn't played for anybody else.
I think it's about you've got to announce your Premier League squad or something like that by next Wednesday or something.
Yeah.
If we keep the 25th spot open, we can still sign him because he hasn't played a Premier League game for any other club.
Good to clarify. Yeah, look, I reckon the three of us should back out and leave Lord Lucan in and bring Nick from Claret and Booze in, and they can have a good old yarn about what we think of Jesse Lingard, eh?
Listen, let's just hope that deadline passes and he's not in the squad.
Yeah. No, look, I watched Nick's little clip overnight this morning. It's a 16-minute show, and he made some good points about Jesse. He's very clear that he doesn't want him at the club. Jury's out for me as well. I mean, it kind of feels a little bit like going backwards. You look at players that come back, your Joe Coles and stuff like that. Seldom does a player coming back actually be effective. But then, there are, and Nick touched on it as well, like, there are some great memories of, a really, really good second half of the season where he kicked us on and we avoided a lull. But I think, as Nick said, right, that it was the right time and the right place for both him. It's probably the best 6 months he's ever had of his career, and he won't hit those heights ever again, I doubt, very much so. And I think he's got us to thank for that and Moyes to thank for that. But I think maybe Moyes has been a bit sentimental in keeping that option open.
Well, I guess the thing for me is I don't know why we're waiting. If there's nobody else around that we want to sign, like, what's the difference in waiting another week or something like that? Just either get him in or fucking move on.
Or fuck him off.
Don't offer the deal till the last minute, then we don't have to pay him stupid money to get fit, do we? I think, if I'm Sullivan, I'm probably going, well, what do I want to pay this prick 80 grand a week or whatever?
If he's on an incentive contract, though, like what's that? That's my point. Like everything you read or listen to about the contract we're going to get him on, so he pays you play, goals, paid for goals, paid for assists, all that sort of shit. Like they're talking about a chump change contract unless he really performs. So
well, our social media team will fucking grow. That's for sure.
True.
There we go.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Pauline Mercer. I can't even say that. Drew Paddy.
Good luck. That's a wind up. That's a wind up.
That was a challenge. Dave was onto it. Oh, yeah.
Frank Kingston. I watched the Oz-Mexico game. Australia should have won, but we died in the arse in the last 20 minutes.
Okay. I've had a few people die in people's arses in the last 20 minutes. It's tough. It's a tough go.
Hey, there's a very good question from Claret and Booze up there. Oh, hang on. Sorry. Andy Armpit.
Andy Armpit. Man.
If I had a quid for every time I'm called Armpit, well, you'd have about fucking $20 or 20 quid right now from what I've just said for the last 20 minutes. So, apologies, mate.
I saw this question. This is from Claret and Booze. And it says, for anyone that doesn't have an issue with Moyes' cautious style, does that translate to not having an issue with England's playing style under Southgate? So it's a good question. And my initial opinion is, I probably do have an issue with Southgate and not with Moyes. I've got no idea why. I think with England, I expect or I hope that we'll always be a team that batters people, and that's never been the case. But I've got to have some dreams somewhere. I know with West Ham that we're not. History has shown that we're going to win fuck all playing the way that we have done. And Moyes has come in, and you can argue whether you like his style or not. But the success we've had over the last 3 seasons consistently is unparalleled with anything I've had in my life watching West Ham. Yes, we've had the odd good season here and there. So I'll take that. And I'll take the fact that West Ham are now hard to beat. They fucking piss people off. We've won a trophy. We're finishing above fuckers. But with England, it's a bit more, yes, I want them to win, but it doesn't fucking hurt me as much when they don't. No. So I would rather England go out there and play the way that I want them to play, rather than trying to grind out a victory, because that victory doesn't mean as much as if it's West Ham. If that makes sense. Don't
you think though the way Southgate plays though, like that, he likes to possess the ball. Like he just doesn't seem to want to play those like the right pass at the right moment, or even take the chance on the right pass at the right moment to get people in behind and then have a shot. Like he just loves to play in and around the box, and as soon as he gets too close to it, it's like he fucking shits himself.
Any team that plays with 2 holding central midfielders, mate, is a fucking disgrace, especially with the players.
We started Rice and fucking Henderson against Ukraine. What? I mean, what the fuck?
We started Rice and Phillips last night, mate.
Yeah, Phillips, who hasn't played since fucking 2012.
I'll just say this: Calvin Phillips has started 4 games, right, for England, right? That's the same amount of games that he started for Man City since he left Leeds. It's a fucking disgrace how we pick players.
Very similar to Moyes, though.
Good question.
He likes his favourites, and Southgate used to pick players regardless of their bloody club form and stuff. And being an international manager, I think he's got to look at what's on form in the Premier League, right? Because those are the players that are going to come in and they're going to be fired up with momentum. You've got stale things like bloody Harry Maguire, and he's gone from sliding in doing that stupid fucking challenge against Arsenal the other day to coming in and scoring an own goal. I think Premier League form translates to international form because you take the momentum with you, be that shit momentum or good momentum.
Well, you know what? Kudus is a classic example of that, isn't he? Look at his last few games for Ajax. You know, scores goals, goes to country, scores goals. It's a good point, Dave.
Yeah, I mean, like, I've just seen this 50 pence. They should have put Alvarez on a private jet like they did with Antonio from Jamaica. I'll tell you what, we forgot about that. We've got our own jet Uber driver in Tim Stiden. We should have gone around and picked them all up.
Yeah, scarf in tow, switch it across. Come on, boys, let's go home.
And then just have a picture in the background like that.
Quick selfie before we take off.
Yeah.
Alan, be interesting how Antonio goes, as he never went away for international games this time. Yeah, I think that's a blessing that sent halfway around the world to back to Jamaica. It's probably a good thing.
I think I said it on one of our first shows. You know, like I reckon Antonio, he's a momentum player. Like he just in his 3 or 4 games, he gets fit and gets right into it. Then sometimes he gets injured, but so I'm not sure that a couple of weeks off actually does him many favours.
No, so apparently Lord Lucan definitely has pets. Zuma has been brilliant, and if I can clarify, sorry, pet cats. I do have a cat, and I fucking hate it. I absolutely fucking hate it. So I'm not a cat lover. That's not the only reason. But yeah, that's a funny comment.
But when me, you and Dave watched that game live the other morning in Brisbane, right? We was all 3 of us were sitting there, and I don't know if we was watching a different game, but he was fucking brilliant he was a typical defender, like just in the way of everything, blocking everything. But it's just when he's with the ball at his feet, it just scares the fucking life out of us. And we all said that, didn't we? And then we got on social media and everyone's saying that he's like the next Maldini or Bobby Moore. I was like, what the fuck's going on? So
there was a moment in the second half that summed him up. We're over by the touchline, and he'd got the ball, and he'd run it wide, and us 3 were kind of looking at each other, thinking, "What's he going to do? Is he going to play it up the line? Is he going to try and cut inside?" And we're kind of thinking, don't try and cut inside because you're not good enough to do it. And he just fucking booted it off the pitch. And it just, to me, that kind of summed him up. Like he was there, he stopped the danger, he got rid of the danger, and then he fucking hoofed it in at the stand. And you're like, well, it's effective and it's good, but I want a bit more from a West Ham captain.
Yeah,
you do need it though, especially if you're just so focused on structure and getting set up behind the ball. If you can kick the fuck out of it and then allows everybody to get back, get set, great. You can't have everybody doing it though. I do agree. You need someone who's got the ball at their feet who can fucking pick a pass. It's not him. At least he knows what his strengths and weaknesses are.
Yeah, I think we could all agree on the fact that we all would love to see some more expansive football. We've been blessed with some great players in the past, and we know what good football looks like. And it's just a shame that it's got to a point now where a manager has come in, saved us, implemented his way of football on us, and I've definitely found a love for defensive football under him. Like I didn't know I could like
Sexy
it, but I do like
football.
it. Sexy defensive football, yeah. I mean, it just needs that end product and a little bit of flair in the middle. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think anyone was bored watching the Brighton game. They were we, and like the start of the season where we were in the Europa League and we had that momentum for 4 or 5 months. And people talk about Jesse Lingard being a bit like that time being the best we played, but I reckon after he left, that first 4 months up to the end of November, that's the best I've seen West Ham in years.
Yeah, no, I agree with that wholeheartedly, and that's probably that one part of me that goes, you know what, I'd have him back just to see if that maybe happened. But
yeah, I mean, I'm more referring to the style of play, and I think the one thing I have noticed over the last few years, in the 40 odd years I've been watching West Ham, 35 probably actually, but making myself sound older than I am. But I've not seen one thing you say about West Ham is we lack resilience. Every West Ham team I've ever watched up to now has lacked resilience. This one don't generally.
Yeah, I agree.
We've not been beat 6-0 for a good few years. You know, it used to happen once a year.
Now we got City of the weekend. Shut it.
Don't fucking say that. Don't say that.
Look, listen, if that happens, I've predicted a 6-goal thriller. So
yeah.
Claret and Booze, question for the convict. Did we miss the boat on Big Ange? Do you rate him?
Good question. I think all of us being in Brisbane here would know what he's done locally and for Australia. I rate him highly. I would have taken him last year if we could have got him across the line. But it's fucking painful at the moment when you're in Australia and every single fucking channel is like, suggested, why don't you pick this channel? Big Ange, Tottenham page, fuck off. He's with them now. So it's hard to hate him, but I do.
It's hard. Yeah.
I hate him.
I mean,
it's not.
I fucking hate him.
I hate him.
Anything to do with that fucking club, mate, they can go fuck themselves. I absolutely detest them.
Yeah.
So
the sad thing is, though, that West Ham, we do play that underdog card a little bit as well, and he would have suited us quite well. So to answer the question, I am a bit disappointed we missed him, because if you look at the style of play, he loves to go at teams. He doesn't give a fuck. His whole philosophy is if there's going to be 9 goals in a game, we're going to win 5-4. I like that about him, but now that he's with them, he can get fucked.
Except when he's playing fucking Moyes and
I agree.
3-2.
Absolutely.
No more talking about them prick. Kent Hammers, by the gaffer sticking with Ings as sub and bringing him on, is it stunting the growth of Mubama?
How do you say, King?
Mubama.
I think it probably is. We've spoken about Mubama in the past. We watched him out in Perth, and he looked quality. Pre-season, he was banging the goals in. And I would have liked to have seen him a bit more. I get Ings. I don't have an issue with Ings. I think he offers something. But I think using both of them instead of just one would definitely be beneficial.
Yeah. I think the thing that frustrates me the most is that he brings Ings on to try and let him play the same role as Antonio, and Mubama is probably a better option in my opinion. He's just got to he's got to have the plums to put him out there and have a go at it, but he doesn't. Maybe we'll see it in the cups, like I think we've talked about previously, where he might change the formation. We might go to 3 at the back and he put 2 up front. Because I think in that regard, when we started against Perth Glory and Tottenham, we played that 3-5-2 with Mubama and Ings, and mate, they both got on the score sheet, didn't they?
Yeah, maybe he'll chuck.
And Mubama looked good.
He did, yeah.
No, maybe he will. The Lincoln game in the cup that we've got coming up. Maybe he'll give that a go.
Yeah.
I mean, when he was over in Perth, I think we all loved seeing him on that pitch, to be honest. I think he really worked well, and he really worked well with Skamaka as well.
Yeah, he did.
So it's a shame.
I can't remember what game it was. It was late last year though, and he came on as a sub, and there was a moment there where he was just at the rest of the team to get up and start pressing the ball because he was the one that was confident and thought we could have gone and nicked something, but no one else really wanted to do it. And for a young kid to come on and have that level of confidence in a senior team to be saying his piece, he's ready. You've got to give him that opportunity. He wants it. So
that's how I feel in this dynamic. Chris,
we just got to give you a chance to deal with that.
We missed the boat on Ange. Think he would have been great for the club. Very sad he's gone to turn Spurs around. He ain't turned fuck all around yet, Chris.
People come in, they turn Spurs around, but Spurs soon turn them around and put them out.
A comment here from Kent Hammers. He was in Prague, seeing West Ham win a trophy for the first time in his life, but he would have liked Moyes to leave after that, and he's not going to judge him until we've played 10 or 15 games. But it's a difficult one, right? Because I think if Moyes had gone out at that point, he probably would have gone with the blessing and support of a lot more of our fan base than he's currently got. At the same time, you can understand him wanting to kick on from that and do something more. So, look, I get it, and I think it's fair of you to say, you're not going to judge him for 10 or 15 games. If we are, in top 6 after 10 or 15 games, what do you do then? Do you back him? Do you still want him out? Like it's a difficult one. It's very much. It's a stylistic thing. It's an opinion thing rather than results. If you look at what he's done in black and white the last 3 or 4 years, you can't argue with it. You really can't. But I get it's not as simple as that. But yeah, it would have been interesting if he'd won that trophy and walked out the door. I think he probably would have had a better status than he will leave the club with now.
Yeah.
Do you think if he did that though, do you reckon Ange would have come to us?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, you'd come to us over Spurs, wouldn't you?
Yeah. I thought it was a done deal. I thought Ange was in at Spurs early.
Right, go on. Say that one.
Yeah, I don't know if he was before we won in Prague, but
we don't want to talk about Tottenham.
Yeah, fuck Tottenham. Anyone?
All right. Yeah,
Guys.
this is from Sam Hayden again. Are we happy with the number of signings we've made compared to other clubs who signed 10 to 20 players without a plan to use them all? I couldn't be happier with the number of signings we've made. I think we've spoken about it before. I think another forward would have been great. But the ones that we brought in, we've been guilty in the past too many times of bringing in people that have got nowhere near the team.
Jordan Jugal.
That fucking it was that Croatian guy we had.
Vlasic.
Yeah, him.
Yeah.
And everyone that we bought this summer, you see them coming in and making a difference. So I think
there's a place for every one of them in the team. They all going to get into your starting 11, which is great.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I'm pretty happy with what we brought in. It would have been nice to bring in one or two fullbacks and maybe a striker, but you can't bring them all in at the same time.
50 pence, Ange will fizzle out. I'm not. I can't talk about him anymore. I'm not doing it.
Come on, go to the next one. One more down.
Oh, this is a good one.
Yeah,
Alan Dunn. Were you all in Perth? Dave looks like the bloke sitting in front of me, dancing around, trying to fire up the fans.
Is that you, Dave? Can't remember. Yeah. I do remember the circle we had going at after the game.
Yeah.
Just in the concourse there.
Dave is still hungover from Perth. And he is in his garage at the moment, and that's where he's been since because his missus won't let him in the fucking house.
I'm not allowed back.
Last thing with a quokka.
Yes. The missus was the quokka in the fight.
Ken, I'm going to Lincoln away. I really hope we go for the League Cup. You can win, and with other draws in the Cup, it's open for winning. I said this on Nick's show the other day. on Claret and Booze. I'd like us to go for this because I saw the fixtures come out. We've got Lincoln. A lot of the Premier League teams drew Premier League teams. And for me, I just want fucking silverware now. So if this is a way for another cup, I'll fucking take it all day long. Don't know about you, boys.
If we win that cup and finish 14th, I'll take that now. I'll fucking snap your hand off. I think, you know, we've got to fancy ourselves. There's other teams left in there, but fucking hell, why not? We've won one. Let's go out and get a few more.
Oh, definitely. Joel Mundy, I think last season we might have bought in too many. So happy with the transfer. So happy with this transfer window. Yeah, I'd agree, 100%. Right, we've got that's it. So here we go. We've got another one. Alan Dunn.
It was a great trip, and meet and greet at the Empire with Mad Dog and Carlton was fantastic. See, I missed the one with Carlton because the fucking Virgin delayed my flight. So I ended up having several
It's so bad.
and get into the stadium at fucking 2 minutes to 6. It was a great trip.
I missed Carlton's one because the Virgin made me miss my flight.
You would have missed me getting my my hot sauce then too. From the raffle, I won the bottle of shit to bed.
It's better than
I tell you what, the amount of money that was going in them auctions. Jesus.
Mental, wasn't it? Yeah, and yes, it was a lot better than a broom. I got more use out of it, put it that way. Maybe that's why your missus won't talk to you, mate. You give it to her.
I believe so. Coy's saying, would we qualify for Europa again if we won the League Cup? I believe if we win the League Cup, we will qualify for the Conference League.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I believe so. And I think the Conference League goes to the league positions when someone who's already in a higher competition has qualified through their league placing. So usually it's a Man City or a Liverpool that win it, so therefore it goes to 7th place. Yeah. But if it's us and we don't finish in the top 6, then we'll be going Conference League.
Yeah.
Well, we've won it once, we'll win it again.
Stand corrected if everyone knows anything otherwise, but I think that's the case. No, we don't even mention the name. Go on.
No.
Ryan.
We talk about 41.
50 pence. Do we talk about 41, who's just a shit Frank Lampard? What's there to talk about? There's nothing to talk about. He's a
skinny Frank Lampard. You don't need a forklift truck to pick him up.
We've moved on. At the end of the day, we got three for the price of one, and we've done better at the deal. So move on.
And I just want to bring that up. Did you hear? Did anyone hear the interview he did with Joe Cole after the Ukraine game for England? And he was trying to win back the love. He was trying to win back the love for West Ham fans by saying,
he can fuck himself, honestly. Anyway, let's move on.
Nick summed up pretty well the other day when he was talking to you. Like, you don't get to leave Arsenal for West Ham and still be loved by West Ham. So let's move on.
Delusional.
Comment from Haydos. Europa Conference with a League Cup win. I said a couple of weeks ago I'd probably settle for that. 2 trophies in the top 4 finish. Be happy with that.
I think he's saying that it's the Europa Conference League.
I'm not being serious.
Fucking hell, Nick, Claret and Booze, bang on, Dave. We are better without him. In fact, someone's actually agreeing with you, Dave. You might need. You should probably move him, mate. Because
my friends. Yeah, we don't agree on Moyes though, because I quite like Moyes.
I'd love to have Nick over here just for the banter of getting like a live show. God, it'd kick off massively, I reckon. It'd be fun.
That'd be good fun.
We'd get a few views, that's for sure.
Probably need a bigger table.
But does anyone want to show? Let's show the new merch, lads. Do you want to have a little look?
Dave's is bigger than mine.
Yeah,
get your tits out, lads.
It's massive. See if you just got the stars on the back of it. Massive.
I tell you what, they're pretty good quality. I was impressed with them.
Yeah, nice. Good job, Nate. Yeah.
So Nathan went out and got us all our new little polo shirts, which we will start putting out, I think. Yeah, we're gonna if we get enough interest, we're gonna start making them a little bit more. We'll put couple of pictures up on the community page on our YouTube, just so you can have a little look and see what you think. But yeah, we really like them. The models have downgraded from what I thought we was going to get, but Dave and Nathan will be fine. But we've come colour coordinated today, so we've got the dark side and we've got the claret side, so that's perfect. But yeah, we're looking to get a bit more done, so that'll be good. Got a couple more here.
Yeah.
A groomer.
Yeah,
Well
we
played.
said about the groomer the other day. I was a bit concerned with that comment, but anyway.
Good boy.
Yeah, well, I come out of the room. My missus went, "How did it go with the podcast with Claret and Booze?" And I went, "I think he touched me."
I feel groomed.
Reached out through the screen and touched me.
Yeah, he touched me. Another one from Kent. Do you want the league this year look harder than 2 years ago to win with Liverpool in it, Brighton and possibly Newcastle dropping down though? Tough.
He's talking about Europa League, yeah?
Yeah, I would have.
Well, I'm assuming he's not talking about winning the title.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
but then it said
yeah,
Brighton.
It's going to be tough. Yeah, Liverpool are the toughest team in for us to face. You wouldn't want to draw them.
No.
But do you think they'd fuck it off because they'll be going for the league as well? So if they get far in the league, I could see them fucking Europa League off anyway.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't think so. I think they'd love to win it, but yeah, I don't think.
I reckon it would depend where they are. Like they would prioritise Champions League and the league over Europa. I reckon.
I think they'd go for the league.
Yeah. So it'll depend where they are come the knockout stages, I reckon.
Andy Armpit, going forward and due to the volume of West Ham fans in Oz, they should do fortnight pre-season out there every summer. I don't want that because I actually love my missus and she'd probably get rid of me if we had that every fortnight, to be honest.
But lucky you don't live in the UK then, mate, because she wouldn't see you for 38 games a season, would she?
Well, I'd be in rehab, to be honest, I think.
It would be nice to see them more often than we have.
It would be nice to actually do it and come over our way, wouldn't it? Let's be honest.
Talking about that, Matty, I messaged you earlier, mate. You see them flights?
I did. They're very, very cheap.
Yeah, so I think there'll be fortunes hiding down under flying over, I think, at some point, mate.
Yeah.
We'll catch a couple of games with a few of you, I'm sure.
Yeah.
At the moment, if Moyes gets us top 6 or 7, he's staying, ? Top what makes him extended? I'm not sure what you mean by that. But yeah, if Moyes finishes 6 or 7, he's definitely not going anywhere.
No.
Top makes what? I don't know what you mean by that, mate. Sorry.
50 pence. Oh. Has a West Ham player ever played in claret boots? I hate all these fucked up colours with boots. I'd take claret. I think Zuma's got a bit of claret on his fucking boots when he takes them home and puts them fucking cat on.
And he takes them home. Self-painted.
In my day, you had to be a player like Di Canio to wear anything that weren't black.
Any coloured boots, yeah.
I just remember them white Mizuno ones that him and Carboni used to wear for Sheffield Wednesday. That's what I remember of coloured boots. Yeah.
And they had the Jacobs to back it up, didn't they? But any old Tom, Dick, Harry wears fucking orange, pink, yellow, whatever they like now, don't they?
Yeah, I actually my last 5 seasons. The last 2 I've bought have been 2 black pairs, but the ones before that I had like luminous yellow, fucking pink. I was getting kicked up in the air, left, right, and centre, and that weren't.
Nowadays, though, like if you've got black boots, you're the one that stands out.
That's a novelty, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Joel Mundy for Liverpool could be easier to win Europa compared to finishing top 4.
I actually
it would be. I agree with that. It's just it depends on what they prioritise, though. Like, I mean, the money's in the Champions League, so that's where they want to finish.
Yeah, but they win in the Champions League, doesn't it? I guess
Yeah,
it
good
depends
point.
what they get to in terms of their run. They get through the group easily. They get an easy draw in the round of 16, and all of a sudden they're in the quarterfinals. They're going to start sniffing about
true.
winning it, aren't they?
Yeah.
And they'll
Yeah.
be taken more seriously. I'm sure they'll rotate reserves in the group games and see where it takes them.
Oh, for sure. Fuck Liverpool.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is that question earlier, Dave. Do you want to reread it, mate?
sure. By the moment, what position minimum to get extended was the second part of my strangely worded question. So you're saying
So-
at what? Yeah, so for Moyes in terms of keeping his job.
Top
4
eight,
inks
I reckon.
and 2 trophies. League Cup and Europa League.
No
Fuck,
fucking
I'd
trophy.
give him another contract.
And now you want 2.
I'll tell you what, it would be nice to win something else, though, but it'd be so weird winning 2 cups in 2 years after not having nothing for so long.
If he wins the League Cup and we finish anywhere that ain't in the bottom 3, he's keeping his job. Let's be under no illusion, right? If he finishes outside the European positions, doesn't win anything, I don't know, probably keeps his job if he goes close.
But also, if we get taken over at the end of the year and we finish top 8, and we've got we've got a load of money to spend, let's put it that way, are they going to leave Moyes in charge of that? I don't think so.
No.
Personally.
I don't like the alternative either, though. Do we want to be a Chelsea where we're turning over a bloody manager every 18 months and just throwing money?
Do I want to be a Chelsea that's won fucking everything? Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I get what you mean, Dave. I don't want to be a club that just continually turns over managers and that. But I mean, you look at Liverpool, like they don't throw managers out the door. You look at Man City, they don't throw managers out the door, and they're winning stuff as well. So, you know, Chelsea are they're just a little bit too ruthless. For me, I don't want that sort of scenario. Yeah, the other thing I was thinking about as well, like if we don't do well in the Europa League group stages and then we go down into the Conference League, how many fans are going to be happy with like a poor run in Europe, but then we get that second chance? Like that doesn't. I get that, but you know, it's not going to be great. It's almost like going to be the reverse of the league that we had last year. You know, like we're winning everything in Europe, but then we're getting battered in the league.
We should be beating fucking Magaluf though. Let's be honest. Claret and Booze managed my boys under 15s. They all have been converted back to classic black leather boots. Puma Kings, the lot. Good to see. What was your first pair of boots? Mine was Puma Kings, actually.
Yeah, Puma King.
Coppers.
I did have Puma Kings at some point. Don't know what my first ones were though. Too many years
ago. The right skates. I'm pretty sure Ken Hammers. I'm pretty sure John Fashanu wore claret boots when playing for Villa donkeys years ago. Yeah, he was a bit of a donkey and all.
Yeah. That's a classic example of a player that shouldn't be wearing fancy boots, isn't it?
Oh, mate. He's black belt in fucking origami, isn't he, or something?
Oh, man.
Joel Mundy, Moyes minimum qualify for Europe again. Yeah, I'd probably agree.
By the moment. No, moving on. Kent Hammers. New owners will always bring in their own manager. It happens every time. Yeah, it does. It does. And if it brings success, great. And you can't see that Moyes would be winning bloody champions, you know, the winning the league on any budget, will you? So, yeah, it would happen. But my point about Chelsea, okay, they've won things. But you don't want to be chopping and changing it. You want a project to buy into that's progressing.
Yeah. Do you know what? I think it's really important, though, to look at the sort of money. So I wouldn't want American backers. I'd say that the Qataris, if they do take us over, yes, people can go on about the rights and all that. And, yeah, I do agree with a lot of it. But it's also, let's take politics out of football. Like, so if they're going to come in, just like Man City's lot have come in, Newcastle's, they've come in and actually built a foundation and built a community around the club again. And I think we've already got that community that we can actually build upon even more. So I wouldn't mind their money coming into us, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree. I wouldn't mind it at all. Maybe get us out of the fucking porta cabins as well and into some decent training facilities.
Even I've been in them porta cabins. I'll tell you what, though, that Todd Bowley, though, fucking hell, he does chuck some money about, though, doesn't he? He must be...
How are they saying in financial fair play? I don't fucking know.
Nah. Joel Mundy, I think Tim will be lining up the next manager already, like he did in Germany. Yep, good point, I reckon.
He's sitting in the back of the plane. He's just waiting for his photo.
Do you know what? We've all missed the pilot is going to be the new manager, I reckon. Chris, no takeover, please. Trophies from Middle East at the loss of our identity. Not sure I'd want that. I think I just touched on that. I mean, you look at Newcastle and Man City now. I don't think we'd lose our identity whatsoever, in my eyes.
No, agreed.
Ian Lynch, I think if we get top 4, we should get rid of Moyes. His tactics will get us in the CL. I think is it nowhere. I imagine he's Captaincy. Yeah, but he does well against European sides. I wouldn't necessarily say that was the case. If we get top 4, there's no fucking chance he's going. Let's be honest. He's not going to get sacked for success. He's going to get sacked for another dance of relegation and no trophies.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
So the Fitty Pants, we keep managers and used to be proud of it. We had 6 managers in like 100 years at one point. Yeah, it's quite true. And I think our current owners are definitely known for call it winding down contracts or whatever, or showing a little bit more loyalty to managers than most. And I do like it. I'd be interested to. If I could look on one side of the world and see what happened last year if we did sack Moyes and see what we got was fantastic. So
here's a good question for you then. Here's a good question for you, Nate, right? So you know how they tried to run down Allardyce's contract, yeah? So with that, we was playing really well, probably the best we've played that beginning of the season, yeah? And we was I think top 3, 4 by Christmas, and then he was told that he's not going to get a contract in the season, and the season tailed off. Would you take that again with Moyes?
Yeah, it's a good point. I mean, and it's going to get to some stage there where his management team are going to be saying like put up or shut up. But yeah, I mean, look, Moyes probably likes a pound note as well, so I'm not sure that he's actually going to try and fade away the way that we did with Sam. It's a good question. It's hard to answer. Would I give Moyes another contract if we're performing? Well, I probably would. Like I'd probably be sitting down with him in the next, call it 10 games, and if we're still going well, like if we win, I say 10 games, if we pick up 18 points out of our next 10 games, I'd be giving him another contract. I think that's probably a fair return without looking at all of the fixtures, And I know our next month is pretty fucking tough, but I'd be giving him another go.
Matty, what do you reckon?
Well, as Nathan said, it's a hard one. But look, I don't think what happened with Allardyce would happen with Moyes. Allardyce is a fucking mercenary, and I think Moyes has got a bit more about him. I think he would always want to do the very, very best that he could. I think he's a very genuine bloke. The only argument against him is his style of play and what he knows. But you can't argue with his commitment. You can't argue with what he's done. Where we are now, and I keep looking back to the bigger picture and looking at what we've had over the last 4 seasons. If we continue the way that we are, I'd give him another contract. I would, and I think you've got to be realistic about what we're expecting. Like if we're challenging for trophies and we're around the top 8, and we sustain that for 3, 4, 5 years, which we are doing. You know, you take last season out of it and the league position anyway. If he can do that for another year or two, to me, that sets the foundation then for somebody to come in and take us forward, because we've got that solidity that he's built. I don't think he's going to push us on much further. But if he can continue what he's doing and we can sneak another couple or two over the next 2 or 3 years, I'd be more than happy with that.
Yeah, I agree. Here's one. E7 Hammer, great show, lads. Definitely be tuning again. Thanks again for subscribing, mate. Hopefully you have subscribed, and thanks for enjoying the show. John, Di Canio wore white boots on his West Ham debut. Took so much stick he wore black for the remainder of his time at West Ham.
Very true. This is an interesting one here. I just want to see Moyes develop players more. Too many have regressed under him, like Benrahma, Scamacca, Haller, and Lanzini. I've probably got a bit of a different take on that. I mean, Lanzini is probably the only one that I reckon you could argue with there. He was going so well, got up to Argentina and then did his knee. And he never sort of really probably had the fitness under his belt to progress on from there. And then Moyes came in and, obviously had different players that he thought were doing better than Lanzini was at that particular time. Benrahma's one that I've continuously watched him and looked at him and went, good, take it to that next level. And I don't think that he actually has. I didn't rate Haller. I didn't. I think he's suited to different leagues where the play is a little bit slower and he's got that little bit more time on the ball. And as soon as Scamacca came in, I thought we actually had another Haller on our hands. So I think sometimes Moyes is just he's so set in how he wants to play. The only one of them that I reckon he really you could sort of say that he's at fault for his Scamacca, because he was there when he was brought in. I reckon Benrahma was forced on him. In that time, I think he wanted, was it Eze? Was the one that he was really pushing for at that particular time?
From Palace.
Yeah. He went to Palace. They were both at Brentford, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
no, he was at QPR. He was at QPR. Sorry.
Was it? Yeah. Yeah. I reckon he wanted Eze, but then Benrahma was the one that was possibly a Sully special. I see his point, but I don't know. I don't think Moyes is to blame.
I mean, then you can look at the players that have actually succeeded, like Bowen, Antonio, and Artovic. We have got players that have actually progressed. So I mean, you can say regressed as well. Like, I think it goes both ways. It's up in the air. Another one.
Good question though.
Very good question. Cheers, Joel. Liam Allen, subscribe from Claret and Booze. Thought Ryan spoke very well and already a fan of this show. Keep it up, Irons. Thanks, mate.
Is that you under another subscription run?
No, mate. Actually, people.
Genuine fan.
Yeah. People actually like me now, believe it or not. 50 pence.
Yeah, 50 pence. First time you'll be back. And thanks for all the comments. Some really good comments.
Yeah, it's been good fun.
And a great name as well. 50 pence cracks me up.
Claret and Booze, drop a like on the video, people. Drives the YouTube algorithm and helps share the video around. Yes, please do. Nick speaks some sense. Love that. We did basically stud it off on his channel the other day, and we got loads of subscribers and loads of views on our other videos, so we really appreciate it. And as you say, like, the more people that watch, the more we want to do it. So... Ian Lynch, I also subscribe from Claret and Booze. Great show. I think we'll be going back on that. We'll be sending each one of us on there every week.
Ken Hammers, Di Canio's debut at Wimbledon, white boots, white kit with claret trimming, looked like a god. Di Canio, rest of the time we wore feelers. I think he could have wore slippers. He was that good. Yeah, look, I agree. I was at that game. I'm pretty sure it was Mark Vivian Foe's debut as well. But yeah, it was shit. It was 0-0, wasn't it? And then it's from the game onwards, it all became a bit of a love affair with Di Canio.
Certainly did.
Just another fan. Haydos, I'll hit you up for an autograph next time I see you at Eagle Junction Station, Jimmy. Don't worry, I'll take pictures too. Don't worry.
Sign selfies. You'll be there with your fucking Polaroid, won't you?
Oh, fucking right, mate. I'll be having a camera with me. Liam, Adam, what are we rating?
From Liam. Yeah, what are we rating the transfer window? I'd go 8 out of 10, but a transfer was needed to top it off. Look, I think that's fair. I'd probably say this has been by far the best transfer window I can remember us ever having. I think a striker would have been the icing on the cake, but I can't complain with who we brought in at all.
Yeah.
And then finally, Kent Hammers. I run a Facebook page, Kent Irons, open to all West Ham fans. I've been a member, and I've been for a few years. So, it's good stuff on there. Thanks for joining us, Kent.
Yeah, and Kent, whereabouts are you in Kent, mate? My mum's over that way now, so yeah, let us know. I'm not trying to set her up. But lads, another cracking show, I think. We've got the big one on the weekend, Man City. We've given our score predictions. What have you got? Anything else you want to say, lads?
Just looking forward to having proper football back. The international breaks are always hard. And I know we've had a bit of a chat about possibly doing a special or something on the international breaks just to keep the channel lively and active. I think that'd be really good. I'm just looking forward to watching West Ham again, seeing how we get on against City. It is a good test, and I don't think we're going to disgrace ourselves at all. I think we've got a genuine chance of getting something from the game. And I've predicted a draw. I think we all have. We'd all take that. If we get beat, it's not the end of the world. But the way that we're playing, the way the team's set up, and the options that we've got, it's exciting.
Yeah. Anything you want to say?
No, I agree. I'd probably echo a lot of things that the Lord said there. I'm looking forward to it. I'd like to sort of see how far we've actually come from our last games against them. So bring it on the next game afterwards as well. It's just good to have West Ham back in our lives and fuck these international breaks off altogether.
Yeah, Dave.
I think this is probably the most amount of people we've had online sort of watching us, isn't it? And so I'd like to thank everyone for getting on board, and it's been really interactive and really good fun tonight. Probably the longest show we've done as well, and I don't think people have lost interest. So no, it's been great. It's about everyone contributing. And again, to Nick, I think your show with him the other day, Ryan, was spot on. You did a great job, and it was really interesting what Nick had to say. And he's played a good part tonight as well. So I appreciate your continued support from Nick as well. So thanks guys.
I just want to finish up then. Massive thanks to all the new subscribers and old. It's great to have football back this weekend. We're buzzing, and we will be watching it at 1 a.m. I think it is this weekend for us, lads.
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah. So 1 a.m. for us, and we'll be back.
Midnight, I think. Midnight.
It's midnight. Yeah.
Midnight. All right. We will be back with our pub show on Monday, lads. So me and Matty are away, so it's just the two musketeers in the claret corner over there. We will be doing. So if anyone is about in Brisbane next weekend, we are doing a little meet on Sunday for the Liverpool game at the Pig and Whistle in Brisbane at Riverside. So I think that's 11 o'clock kickoff, and it's also my birthday, so there will be a few beers flowing that day. Get yourselves down.
King.
What's that?
21, mate. Oh.
Yeah, I'll roll back the years, mate. Don't worry about that. And Kent just put about an hour from Dover. Yeah, Mum's in Newington, mate. Alan, cheers, mate. Cheers. And so one thing left to say. Come on, you Irons.
Come on, you Irons. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, boy.
Cheers.
Cheers.